Well, another day in Washington. Uh, boy, it's Washington's really buzzing with Trump because he has all these new programs every day. And he's going to cut this, cut that, and really can't do it just by writing this letter that he does or proclamation or whatever they're calling it. And so he just does that and watches the reaction, and his people love it, right? And there's people that are hurt by it, but it's such a small thing. And most of the things he's written letters on, they're stopped. You know, they can't go anywhere. And so they have to go to the courts, and that's what he's good at, right? You watched him go to the court. He's not in jail yet, right? So he knows that system, and he does it well, better than at least the people I've ever seen doing that. He knows how to dance around that system. But you, as a person living in the United States, have to realize that you have to cut through that stuff because that isn't really the reality. When he says something happens, it really doesn't. He tries to pretend, and he disrupts and gets attention, and that's what he lives on. So that's his juice. Is to get that attention, and he does that well. But if you're worrying about the government going away, absolutely not. If you're worrying about the grant you want to apply to is going away, 99.44% chance it will not. Sure, there's a wild-ass chance it will, but not likely. And more importantly, if there's one place for a grant in government, there's thousands of places for a grant, or hundreds, dozens. So like here, now, if you want to get a grant for rent, and you find a program that will maybe pay your rent grant, and then you watch Trump going, they're cutting out all the grants or whatever it is. Well, one thing, if you go to this website, I tell people to go to a lot, called findhelp.org, findhelp.org, and you put in like my zip code, which is Washington, D.C., and if you put in there for rent and you're looking for rent grants, I get 77 different grants that help you pay rent. So there's 77. Now, so there's chances that maybe one of those grants that is under one of his edicts or whatever. But see, the grants come from all over. They're steady, state, they're county, they're nonprofit organization. So there's 77. Now if this was just like during COVID, we had a rent grant that was a national rent grant, was ever. So he could probably affect that somehow, right? Okay, but he has no control over 77 rent grants that are in my zip code. So that's why if he does affect something, which is also very unlikely, that you have so many other sources. And the same with like utilities. Now, if you go to the same thing, if you go to findhelp.org, put in your zip code, and then put in utilities grants. So if you're looking for help to pay utilities. Okay, for utilities, there's 114 programs in one zip code. Okay, 114 programs in one zip code that helps people pay utilities. Now, what you have to do, the best way to use these sources is to start calling them. You call, you just start on top or whatever, because these are 114 people that give out money for people who can't pay their utilities. So you call them, why? Because they spend a lifetime studying and helping people pay their utilities. So you have to remember, we have 40% of all the organizations in America, okay, 40% of all the organizations in America give money to people for free, never charge you a nickel, 40%. So that's what our economy is. It's made up of the community economy, which gives out money, and this is this part, government and nonprofit organizations. Now, the capitalist economy is the economy that charges you money. So if you're looking for money to pay rent there, they're going to charge you money. They're banks and payday loan people, stuff like that. But if you stay to the 40%, they're the people that give money. So if you could get through, and that's what I'm trying to do, people go to Google and the capitalist society looking for free money. You can't. You can't go to Google looking for free money because they want to get money from you. That's what capitalism is. And capitalism works pretty well, right? But we have another part of our society, which is the community. So that's the community economy that helps people. You know, as a community, we help each other because we're living together, right? And we help each other. And so that's what we want to do. And we vote for all these programs. We vote locally, nationally, federal, county, statewide, or whatever. And these programs pop up. Now, like same for home repair. Now, I'm astounded at this one. You know, for home repair, 224 programs in my zip code, one little zip code, okay? That helps give money to people for home repair. Now, everyone has different requirements, and that's the key. You have to find the program that's right for you. So you have 77 to go to rent, you have 114 to go to utilities, and you have 224 to go for home repair, okay? So that's what you have to know. Your job is not to go to Google, because people there only want to get money from you. The people in the community society want to give money to you. That's all they do. 40% of everybody in this country wants to give you money. Isn't that incredible? 40% of everybody in this country wants to give you money. And that's the size of our economy. If you take the size of our economy and how much is it run by government offices and nonprofit organizations, which is the community part, and then how much is run by corporations, okay? And that's the making money part, okay? So you want to help the community part, and the community part there is for people who don't have money. But what happens, I think a lot of people who do have money use the community part. And so I think that's a big reason why we're in debt. But that's a different story. It doesn't matter. What matters now is that Trump may stop you from applying for the money that you need, and it's there. He's going to make it look like the government's gone away by tomorrow night. Things don't happen that way in Washington. But Trump's a smart guy. He knows how to make you think it is. And that's the important thing. So you got to get over that. And here's obviously what he's doing will move the needle and start changing it in another direction. And I think that's probably what, as much as the politicians can hope to do, is change the course a little bit on one way or another. And that's what we do, and we get pissed off at one for a while, and then we try the other side, and we go back and forth. But for you to solve a problem, that's all my interest is. I don't care who's in the White House. I don't care who's in the Congress. I don't care. These are real programs that are there for everybody who lives in America. You know, and they're there for you to improve your life. They're there for you to pay bills. They're there for you to get out of debt. They're there for you to get an education so you contribute more to our society. They're there for you to start a business. Yes, they all want you to start a business, more than anything, because you'll create a job. If you're starting a business, that means you're creating a job. And then you help the economy, you help your neighbor or anything by giving employment to somebody else. So that's an important thing to be aware of. You can become a job creator. You can become a job creator for yourself. So you get all that, and you can't go to Google to look for that help. Because if you look for that help, there's help in Google to help you start a business or whatever, but all that help is going to charge you money. So if you have money and you want to use that, God bless you. Go there and spend your heart out. If you don't have money, you still can get help. You still can get your bills paid. You still can get all this help that we have in the community portion. See, that's the community society, not the capitalism society. You want to go to the community society. So that's the part of government you want, is the community. And see, the problem is more and more people need that because we're getting less and less money We're having less and less money. People are getting less income. See, over the past 40 years, here's what happened in the last 40 years. People have not grown at all, okay? Their income, if you're in the top 10%, their income shot up big time. If you're in the bottom 90%, you did not grow in income at all. It grows 30% over 50 years, 45 years, you know. So you're going nowhere, but your expenses, you know, inflation, your expenses are growing 300%, and your income grew only 30%, okay? But the economy's growing. You know, it grows every year and a lot more. But who's getting the wages to pay for the inflation? You know, 90% of the people are not getting wages enough to pay for the inflation. So that's why people are angry. And that's why, to me, it's forget about all this other stuff they're talking about. It's people's wages. I mean, this is, you know, that's going nowhere. That's why people broke. That's why people get mad. If you can't pay your bills and you can't take care of your family or anything, you know, that's what's happening. And there's policies that we're not talking about that. Yeah, we're talking about a lot of other policies. That doesn't seem to be helpful anywhere there to get a better job. I mean, back in the 80s, man, you can make $100,000 a year without a high school diploma. Now you can't. But you can actually without a high school diploma as long as you have skills. And there's more help to get you skills than any before at any age. You can now go to the government and get free job training on anything. There's two places to go for that. One is your careeronestop.org, and you can find programs at any age. Don't forget, you can do this at 16 or 66 or 86. I'm 81, so that doesn't look too far off for me. I may be needing that. And that's what I had to do, is relearn skills so I could contribute to society. I sat for 5 years banging my head against the wall, trying stuff that never worked. After people stopped buying reference books, you know, what am I going to do? Nobody bought reference books. What do you need a directory for? Bullshit. You don't have to buy a directory. And that's what I was selling. Yeah. And that went away overnight with the internet. So it was learning. And now I'm actually more, I'm doing more with that now than ever before. And more successful than selling any time I sold a directory on these programs, because people got directories and then they just didn't do anything. It's sort of like diet books. People buy a diet book and we all keep getting fatter, right? But now what we have, and I fell into by accident just trying dozens of different things to see what works. And now we have a community. It started out as just a newsletter, but now it's a community. Now we have like 12,000 people that help each other. Okay, so we have a community of 12,000 people that help each other get government grants. Okay, and remember, whatever Trump does, you know, he certainly is influencing things, but he's not going to affect what you need in life, and that's just to get help to do what you want to do in life. That will be there, just maybe change its name or somewhere else, but that means you maybe just have to work a little harder, but most likely not, because you haven't worked at it at all. Because what you've been doing is going to Google, and you never got anything going there anyway. So you got to go to the right places, you know, and that's what we're trying to do. And the right places are there to help you improve your life, help you get rid of that debt, help you. I mean, because debt to me is like a burden on your psyche and your mind and your health. You know, to me, it ruins your whole digestive system because you got this worry inside. And I feel that's a drug, and it screws you up. Stress. And so to get rid of that, and the help that's available free right now, you don't have to join me or anything, just go and go to hud.gov/counseling. Make an appointment with a counselor right away. If you're in trouble paying any kind of thing, and learn the system of how to get rid of a lot of that debt and a way to get it out. And once you do that and see that, then it's like a cloud that lifts off your head. You know, free again, free at last. You have to do it. You have to ask for help to do it. And you're not going to get the help in Google unless you have money. So if you don't have money to try to solve a problem, please stay out of Google. Google is not a place for you to solve your problems if you don't have money. If you have money, you know, then God bless you. You know, but if you don't, you have to stay out of there. Forget what they're talking about in the White House or whatever. That's just clickbait, like me. You can get $40,000 to do this. Yeah, and to get your attention. So you have problems to solve in your life. I want to show you the options you have in our life to solve those problems. I can't guarantee you're going to get the money. I can't guarantee anything will work. Nobody can. I can only guarantee hundreds of millions of people get this money to improve their life. Why do you think Elon Musk is around town? Because he's after another $1 billion or trillion, I think he's after now, because he already got like 5, 6 trillion, billion dollars. Yeah, billion, or is he in the trillion? What's 3 more zeros in Washington? So it must be billion at least. So that's right. And all these billionaires now, they're in his cabinet and everything because they know that's where the money is. The biggest money is in Washington. And they're going to try to scare everybody else to get away from it so they could get more, because we're in debt up to our eyeballs, you know, and it's going to be hard to pass any bill that wants to give the rich people a big tax break because we ain't got no money. And we're the poorest country in the developed world. I mean, look, we have a higher percentage of poverty in America than any other developed country. I mean, that's an astounding thing. How do we get away with that? We're the richest country in the world, right? And we have the highest percentage of poverty than any other developed country. You know, these are just the fat cats, the rich countries, you know. So we're number 1 in poverty in the rich countries, yeah. And I think that's terrible, don't you? Can't we figure out something there? No, I guess we have other things we want to worry about. And we just keep the populace happy somehow. Thank you for keeping me motivated. I run into dead ends, but I know the money, yes, it is out there. And that's why the community is there to help each other. Like today, there'll be 3 or 4 hours at least of members who are available free to help explain to you how they got money. Okay, not me. So I'm just, you know, crazy clown or whatever. No, you want to learn from people like you that just started, because I've been studying this for 50 years, and it's a different point of view I have than somebody just starting out and trying to figure this system out and how to use it. So that's why they're available to you. It's people helping people. So we have members helping members. We have 12,000 members helping each other, you know, take advantage of these programs. So you learn from the horse's mouth, not from some loudmouth like me. The real mules in the world that do stuff. And they're available to act. And also we have a new feature now for buying a home. So if you're interested in buying a home, wow, where are my people? Interested in buying a home, we have a new feature. You look on I Want To. That's on the table of contents on the left-hand side is a section called I Want To, what, buy a home, start a business. And then then you get into another sub-community that helps you through the process of buying a home. And special researchers to help you get that, you know, and special workshops just on that. So it's all of people helping each other buy a home, okay? So these are other people learning the system. You learn it together. I think we have about 100 in the system right now. And so to join, I Want To Buy a Home. Okay, if you join there, and it's no extra money. I mean, once you give us $20, you get everything we have, no extra charge, okay? So everything is one price for everything. and that's available. So make sure you know about that. And that's to buy a home. So if you're interested in buy a home, then we could help you at leskohelp.com and get you through the process. I mean, right there, I just saw a report recently. The government has 1,614 grant programs to help you buy a home. 1,600 grant programs to buy a home. That's right. See, and that's why you have to start learning that system. And it's not in Google. Google is to sell you money. Because don't forget, you're going to pay a lot of interest on a home. On that. It's the biggest purchase you'll make is your home, right? So don't go to salesmen, because they have only motive. Their motive, and maybe I'm sure they're not all this way, but it's hard not to be this way, to make sure that you know that their product is better than anything else. You want to talk to independent people that help people buy homes. You don't want to talk to salesmen who are selling you money or homes or anything else. Sure, they have some knowledge and whatever, but it's too biased. You have to get unbiased knowledge to make sure you make a decision that's good for you, not good for them. So that's why anybody selling you, you know that in back of their mind, they want to make you buy something from them because it makes them put food on their table, right? So that's understandable. So when you're ready to talk to them, that's different. Before to get ready to talk to them, you have to start talking to people who don't have any motive in saying one thing or the other. And you want to know your options in life, because then you could get the best deal. And the best options in life for buying a home are usually government and nonprofit organization, because they're the ones that people don't know about because they're not advertised in Google. Government grants to buy a home are not in Google. They are, but when you put home buying in there, you're going to get 200 billion websites and you'll never find them. So you got to stay out of there. So that's why you got to go. That's what we have in our buy a home section of Lesko Help. It's all there. It's just, we only point you to people that give you money. We only point you to people that give you money. We answer your questions you have. Any question you have about getting money from the government, any question you have about getting money from a nonprofit organization, anything like that. We have experts, we have researchers, and every website we give you will never ask you for money. You hear that? Every website we give you will never ask you for money, okay? That's what's important, and that's what you need. You need unbiased advice to do that. And for anything at home, the first step you should always do is go to HUD.gov, HUD.gov/counseling. Go to HUD.gov/counseling. You'll see a zip code map of the United States, and you want to make an appointment with people in your zip code that sit down with you for free and help you, understand the process of buying a home, what you need, help you get out of debt so you could buy a home, help you pay your bills so you could buy a home, all this kind of stuff. That's the first step. And then we have 8 more steps in there, and all the help, and we have workshops. So I think it's Monday is our workshop, on buying a home. And the experts who answer questions like this every day will be there to answer your questions. And other members who already got help like this are there to answer your questions. And then we have a little question corner on the home buyer program where you could ask 100 questions a day on to get over any. See, you're going to get roadblocks. I mean, that's what life is going out and wanting to do something, and then somebody puts a stop sign, a roadblock, a bump in the road or whatever. And so you have to get over that hump. You have to get around it. You have to go through it. And that's what we're there for, to make sure you don't stop. I have a brain injury nowhere, but I try to make things happen. Good for you, Avon. Okay, what you want to do right now, okay? Somebody on YouTube has a brain injury, can't work, okay? You can always do some kind of work, even at home or something, freelance, a little bit, maybe. I mean, I don't know for sure, you know better. But go to findhelp.org, okay? Findhelp.org, and that's where you start looking for help. I would look under following tabs, people for handicaps, okay? Look for organizations, and you'll find thousands. There are thousands of organizations in your zip code that will help people, help you get to do things, help you pay your bills, help you learn how to get to some income, help you get out of any kind of legal problem you have. All this stuff that is going to come up in you living is available for free, but it takes you calling the people on the phone and asking them for help. And if they can't help you, you ask them where else to go for help, okay? And nothing will happen until you start doing that. The world is full of opportunities, but you have to dig it out of there. They don't come to you. The only opportunities that come to you are someone else's opportunities. They want to sell you something. You're an opportunity to them. So you don't answer the phone, make the call. Okay. Okay, that's great. Opportunities. Lots of opportunities. Opportunities out there. You have to find them. They don't find you. And you are someone else's opportunity. Oh, I remember a kid, there was a eat or be et, so that's why if you're not out looking for opportunities, that means you're sitting there waiting to be an opportunity for somebody else because you don't know what to do. Somebody's going to call you and convince you that what they have is going to change your life, and you'll go out and borrow money or whatever to do it. So that's why you become someone else's opportunity if you're not going out finding your own opportunities, okay? So that's what it's all about, okay? And there's no shortcut to this. Can't get back to school at the age of, you damn right you go back to school at the age of 62. You go back to school for free. Okay, if you're 62 and needs a new skill or education, okay, here's what you do. Number one, you go to careeronestop.org. Career, CAREERONESTOP.org. Put in your zip code. Make an appointment. You make an appointment to talk to somebody, okay, to see about programs that will pay you to learn a skill. If it takes 3 months, 3 years, whatever. There are programs that will pay you like 40 grand a year to learn that skill because you'll be making 100 grand, So you have to find out what's in your area, and that's what's important. If you can find the door to success, that's right. And you have to do that. There's no other way. So that's one thing, Career One Stop. Then you go to findhelp.org, findhelp.org, and you put in your zip code, and then you put in job training, okay? So that's the second one. The third stool is your local county, and your local county has a community college. They have programs for free to get you skills, to get you trained in higher income jobs, okay? So those three things is what you have to do, is contact them and ask them for help. You don't go there and look for an application to fill out. You go there, find a phone number, call them, and ask for a meeting to ask for help, okay? That's if you really want to do this. If you don't want to do it, you're too tired or whatever. No, get out there, please, because you'd be surprised how much. Look, I'm 81, and I'm going to be doing this for 10 more years because it's such a joy to help people. And that's what I find more as I get older and older, is helping people is what it's about. That's how you grow. That's how you grow all the time in life. But a younger person, you don't think about it as much. You're trying to feed yourself. So it's easier for me at 81 to do that because I don't worry about feeding myself. Okay, so get out there, try, please. We're at leskohelp.com. It's $20 all you could eat. If for some reason you think we rip you off, always give you your money back. Don't worry about it. Yes, people helping people, and that's what Lesko Help is. We have 12,000 people helping each other find opportunities, for any financial problem you have, okay? Because there's help out there, but the help is not in Google. The help is in, what I call the community economy. Stay with the community economy. That's 40% of our country that gives out free money and help to do something. 40% of our country gives out free money and help for you to help your life. That's the story, folks. Glad we could get together. Okay, I'll be back soon, I'm sure. Okay, so I'll talk to you soon, guys. Thank you.